Hey y'all, welcome to my kitchen. I just wanted to do a quicker video today on my favorite things in the kitchen. Um, it was really hard for me to figure out the things that I wanted to show you today because most of the things that are in my kitchen have stories behind them. I have, love affairs with my chef's knife. My chef's knife is a Jamie Oliver special, like a 6-inch, I think, chef's knife that I got from my little sister. And that knife is my favorite knife. I use it every time. And yet, for some reason, it didn't make it to the list today. And I think it's because I hear a lot about chef's knives, and but to tell you the truth, like, as much as I love that knife and as much as it's perfect, it feels great in my hand. I can do the same thing with a chef's knife that I can with a paring knife. And I think that just honestly, like, this is a cheap paring knife, and this is not on the list either, by the way. It was just by my hand, because I use it almost every day. I think that I grew up in a space where and where chef knives weren't like the big deal. In fact, knives were kept away from us. We had to do some of our first cooking with, like butter knives and vegetable peelers and things like that because we weren't allowed to use knives. And so, because, they cut you. So, I learned all of my original cooking from, like, with a knife like this. Now, I'm not saying that that's the way to go, but I'm just saying that my very favorite knife, as much as I love it, did not make it to the list today. I think there are some things that are very special. I think there are some things that are underrated. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that today in my recent favorite kitchen things. So yeah, some things I've learned along the way. So the first thing that I would say is that your very best kitchen appliances, your very best kitchen utilities are on you at all times. We have 5 senses, and quite a few of those are absolutely adept at cooking, at heightening your cooking. I use my hands to make, to crush guacamole, to crush tomatoes, to fluff butter and flour together to make dough. I knead dough, like even when you're cutting up vegetables and things, if you couldn't see the feeling of a leaf of lettuce that is full of water and crispy and crunchy, the sound when you put your knife through vegetables lets you know how fresh the vegetable is. If you smell something that you're not really sure about, do you really want to eat it? And I mean, like, something that's gone off, if you bought chicken yesterday, and somebody delivered it to you, like right now, and you open it up and it smells bad, do you continue going on? What tool is going to let you know that your food has gone off? It's already in you. So if you open up chicken or pork and it smells bad, that is your first line. Your senses are your best friend, and especially while we're in quarantine, I'm not doing these videos so that you'll look at this and go, "Oh, I need that," and then go get it. I think that one of the main reasons why I'm doing those videos is because there are things that, first off, that are on you and in you that help you to become an amazing cook. And there are really, really simple things that can make your life easier in a kitchen that you probably already have. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today. Also, some really neat things for when you get out of quarantine, if you decide that you want to spend a little bit of money to amp up your kitchen. There's always that. We always like new gadgets and things to help us along. So, starting off very simply. So, my knife didn't make the list, but my knife is one of my very favorite things. Also, this. This is the tiniest skillet. It actually currently has butter in it and maybe a little bit of residue of an egg. I make myself an egg almost every morning, and this stays on my stove all the time. My little sister got it for me, Kendra, when I moved into my apartment in the M Streets. I didn't have an egg pan, and I didn't have a cast iron pan. I didn't have it, and she went to the dollar store and got this for me. And I have to like screw the handle back in once every couple of weeks, but I use this for everything. If you don't have a microwave, you are warming up your food on the stove. And the best way to do that is to get, kind of a medium pan like this, to put a lid on top, set it to low, maybe pour in a couple of drops of water and let it warm through. And I did that. You can make toast in this guy. You can make, you can make all the things. You can make sauces and stuff if you're looking to be gourmet, but really like this could make most of the things that I make on a daily basis, especially for a single gal who's only cooking for herself. What fits in this pan is what fits in my belly. So it was a perfect, like warming up even leftover, Chinese food or whatever. This is what I used, and I've used it so much. If you're doing like cost per use sort of situation, I have made bank on this pan, and I didn't even buy it for myself. It was a gift. So technically I made bank anyway. But so this is like one of my very favorite kitchen utensils. Now I don't make toast in it anymore. I don't warm up my food in it really very often anymore. But I do make eggs out of it, and that's still like every day. So that is, I think, one of my very favorite things that's cheap. Pretty much everybody's got it, and it's super useful. You can make anything in it. So, good things. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is bowls. So, I have, this is one of my very favorite bowls. It's small, it's ceramic, so it's slightly heavy. It has this little guy right here, so you can like pour out of it. Mostly what I'm using it for is kitchen scraps. So when I've got my cutting board out and I'm cutting up veg, the ends go in here to go in the compost bin, and the big guys go in here. Like, these are my two favorite bowls. I use them almost every day. Surprisingly enough, I eat more out of this one, like salads and stuff, than I do out of this one, and I can tell just by the camera angle that this bowl looks huge. It is pretty big, and yes, it's a lot of salad, but I mean, it's just very cozy, and this, is more than you need to know, but like fork, mouth, it works out just good. But let's talk about the little one, and I'll come back to this one. So this little bowl, I use it to like mix flour, like if I'm baking, the flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, sugar situation, always in here. In fact, when I went to make this video, my laptop is on a bowl. I grabbed this one first. Don't know why. It was just, I had to switch bowls because the bowl that I was going to use, that I use all the time, was underneath my laptop. Because I just use it. I don't know why. My hand gravitates toward it, and it's super useful. Good stuff. Good size. So this big bowl I use for doughs and things. This morning I made pie crust in it. We do have a food processor now, but I like to do it by hand with frozen butter. And I like salads in here. It's a great dish. It's like food to table sort of a situation. So if I were to make something in here, I can actually leave it in here because it is so beautiful. It's a mason cash bowl, and I think that part of the reason why I use it a lot is because I feel like it is so beautiful. But it is very homey to me. And I think it's important to have a bowl that is wide and has like a larger surface area so you can kind of see what's going on. Like when I like making a well in dough in this bowl is perfect because you've got a nice round situation and there's not a lot of space between the top of the flower and the bottom. So it's almost like doing it on your countertop, but with a little bit of a ledge. And so this is, you know, your favorite big bowl. It's great to have a big bowl that you can just make a mess in, and that's my favorite bowl. And to have a little bowl that you can like measure, and also that's like heat safe. So both of these are heat safe. I can pour things straight from the stove or straight from the oven into both of these bowls. And I think that that's really important for a mixing bowl as well, that like if you've got something that's piping hot and you need to put it in a bowl, it's good to have dishes that can handle that. So I wanted to pick a utensil that is something that I never used a lot of, but have come to understand and appreciate more. Tongs. If you don't have a pair of these, you should probably get a pair of these. Not only are they great for, you know, tossing salads and veg, but they're also great for if you're doing like frying and things and you want to just grab up a few little bits. Sometimes spatulas can get a little bit messy, and for whatever reason, it's really easy to go under, clip, and flip. And so we use these most meals when we're at home, probably because we're eating, you know, vegetables and salad as a side with most of the things that we eat, and it works really well for that. But we're always like, where are the tongs? Where are the tongs? Along with our kitchen scissors. Those are the two things that like we're always like, are they in the dishwasher? I'm not really sure. Where'd it go? You know, and because these and our knife block scissors we use as utensils basically every single day. So if you don't have a pair of kitchen scissors and you don't have a pair of these, when you get out of quarantine, get yourself, you know, treat yourself and get yourself a little bit of love like that. So one of my favorite things, two more things. One of my favorite things that we've gotten in our kitchen, is this ratchet. We've got two of them, one for salt, one for pepper. This thing cranks out pepper like you wouldn't believe. There's no twisting. You're not standing there trying to twist. It just like, well, I'm gonna make a mess. It just, you can see, it just goes and goes. Now you can't see it. I can see it. A ton of pepper. You can change the grates on it. You see that little guy? We got it from Sur La Table. They've got them in colors. But just the amount of pepper that you can get going all the way. And it's so easy. You just flip, 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 flip. And so you can, you know, you can get a lot out of it. You're not having to worry about like grinding it or milling it. You know, if I need a lot of pepper, I'll use my mortar and pestle. But for the most part, I'm using this, and I do use this on a daily basis, as well as our little Himalayan sea salt situation. So this is like a little sprinkle salt if we need it at the end, pepper, and these ratchets, man, just really, really great investment. Super cheap. Like I think they might have been 10 bucks, 12 bucks a piece. But if you're going to use them every day, it's good stuff. And it doesn't get stuck together. It's not like a salt, like you're shaking. It's not like a salt and pepper shaker. What you're getting is fresh. Even just as I speak with you right now, the pepper that I've grated is so fragrant and floral as I'm speaking, and it's making my mouth water. But I love black pepper. But great stuff. The very last thing that I'm going to show you is, and I've become a convert to this, and this is the expensive mark. We're going to go like a little bit up. I mean, if you don't have a KitchenAid and you want to do baking, get yourself a KitchenAid. If you've already got like 7, or you know, you had one and then you got one for your wedding and then you got one for something else, that must be great for you. And you know, you only need one really forever. But if you don't have one and you're just working with that little guy, oof, get yourself one if you want to go like, you know, $200, $300 out. This is about $100. It's a Thermapen. It's fantastic. It tells you what temperature things are, and it tells you what temperature things are immediately. I have started using this. I definitely use this with meats now, And actually, Jeremy got this, and I was like, I don't understand why people even use thermometers. Like, what? Oh, you. Yes. So I, yeah, used this with my rolls yesterday. So I made these rolls. They looked gorgeous. I put them in for the amount of time that they were supposed to be in according to my recipe. And I took them out and they were pale. Like the top was like dark and the rest of it was like completely like towhead blonde. And I was like, these are not done. There's no way these are done. But to check myself, I asked Alexa questions about it. She's about to talk, I think, because she's probably going to be really confused that I said her name. I shouldn't have said her name. So I asked her the temperature situation. She told me, I stuck this in, found out that I was like 70 degrees off, like not even close to done. And so at a time in my life, I would have just left them in, hope for the best, and taken them out, hope for the best. But this gave me like a little bit, I was like, okay, we're almost there, we're almost there. And I did it probably 4 times. And they got a little bit dark. I mean, I can show it to you. Well, no, they're not really that dark. They got a little bit dark, but I knew enough to put some aluminum foil on top. Easter rolls, y'all. Woo! They do look a little bit dark. Part of it is the lighting. They're actually gorgeous, a little bit like redheads. Really, really cute. And what you can't see is there's a couple of little holes in here because I stuck that thermometer in to try to figure out what temperature they were at, because I was really, really nervous that all of my delicious hard work was going to end up with like manky doughy rolls in the middle. And the ThermaPen saved me from that. And it saves us from other things too. So, I guess if you're making, you can use it for like making candies and stuff. Like you can use anything you need temperatures for. So that's, like I said, it's about $100, so it's a little bit extra, but it's something that I've come across in cooking times and have found it to be a definite gain. So I haven't been paid to say any of the things about the things that I have showed you today. They're just my very favorite things. Some of them I have reasons why, some of them I don't have reasons why. But yeah, if you have any questions, I can try to answer them, or like stories about how I've used them, or where I've gotten things. I think I've basically told you where I've gotten, things. I don't remember where I got these tongs. I can't remember, but they've been with me for a while, and I've just used them a lot more now. My Mason Cash Bowl I got on Amazon. So yeah, if you have any questions, give me a little shoot, a little shout out, and yeah, we'll talk again soon. So thank you for joining me in my kitchen today, and I will talk to you another time.